Got a 2012 Chevrolet work truck package, so it's still got the 460. It's a two-wheel drive. I think it's a 4.3. Usually a 12 would be a 6-speed, 680, but they've been a work truck and all that, so it is not. This has actually been built evidently twice before it came here, and they brought it here, so kind of nervous about it. I don't know what's going on here, but only thing I've done, I've sprayed the exhaust down, and it looks like it's a good thing because they got some exhaust bolts broke off, and some looking kind of shady in there, so that's kind of scary. So we'll see how it goes. It might go good, it might not, but we'll figure it out. So we'll get started. First, we'll take the transmission mount nut loose. Put it right there. I've dropped my socket. All right, here we go. Got a 15mm nut. Loud, right there. Put it off, and we'll pick up on my drive shaft. Push it up a little bit, give us some room to get these nuts here off. Push that up enough to get a socket on these. Get this vent tube loose. Right there. These should be 21mm. Always put your nuts and bolts back together. Go to the other side of the key. Crossmember is loose and going out of the way. I've not taken the pan off yet. It didn't show any codes, any transmission codes, and the fluid was not disgusting, but it was smelt burnt. But it had no transmission codes, and also had no third and fourth gear. So something's going on with third and fourth gear clutches. There's no engine codes either. Not like we are. Something else causing it. Let's take all of our, it's just two-wheel drive too, so we're going to take a lot less time. Let's take our oxygen sensors loose. Here's one. Got one over here that hid up on top of this. You see it right there. I'm gonna probably get to it from the other side. Take the bracket. Do that. Bring it down and no, on the top here. Look right here, you see it. One more up here. Right there. It's all wadded up in there a little bit. Wait. Make it loose. And this oxygen sensor actually has to kind of plumb out. The whole oxygen sensor comes out. Look up here. It's blocking a nut up here, and that's actually not tight, but we're still gonna take it out. Oxygen sensor socket, pretty handy to have. Take this side. There we go, and then loose, and it should just come loose. There we go. There's the oxygen sensor up. Lay it there, we don't lose it. Alright. Now we're going to try to tackle these exhaust nuts. Hopefully without any problem. I got 15, it's a deep well universal. That's not good. There's was loose all the way. Maybe it didn't start right. It's just loose. That's a plus. There's one good thing. So we'll set that one up here. There's one right here. Alright, that one's out. Not bad, not bad. Them all down with a TV blaster, but it's still got a hanging on tight. So we're gonna try to break this one loose real quick and get it out. Alright, so there's all of them but the one kind of hanging on the nut. And back here, this is actually been moved around a little different, but that nut there. You gotta come all the way out, just enough to get that. There we go. Alright, so the dog's loose, except for this really cool one right here. Let me see if I can do this. Alright, we had to take a break. I had to do some grinding on that stud, so I'm going to replace that stud. But I got it out. So sometimes things don't always go as planned, and you look stupid when you're doing a video. So there we go. I got that going for me. Alright, so we're ready to drop the exhaust. Watch for this. Don't lose this little seal. This little kind of a gasket. We can replace that. And then the donut gasket goes on here on this other side. Usually stays up in there. Make sure it don't fall out. It's kind of loose, but we just set it down here so we don't lose it. One side has that kind, one side the other kind. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the pan because I've not done that yet. Let's take this shield off the side here. 2 10mm socket bolts. Always pick your bolts. This is where the wiring harness plugs in, right here. Squeeze on both sides of that. Hook it up out. And here's your output speed sensor. Go ahead and unplug that. Stuff's not plugged in. This does not actually have a neutral safe switch or a parental switch or whatever you want to call it on these. It's all internal. So we'll go ahead and take the shifter cable off. Got our shifter, our keeper here, and squeeze on both sides of the shifter. It comes out. We'll tuck this away, safety. And now I'm gonna drop the pan. You can all see what it looks like together. Uh, 13mm, there should be 16 13mm fan bolts. You can get to this without dropping the exhaust. So if you're changing your fluid and filter, you might have to pry down the exhaust a little bit. Keep from breaking your 1, 2, or shifts on A and shifts on B. Keep from breaking those. There's no splash too much. Yeah, so it'll start dark already. Alright, so you can, let's save two of these over here. You can either pry this out of the way, which will, you can do that, or you can just tilt it this way. You can go where you can see. You go slow, you might not splash too much. Well, it's a little purple looking. Yeah, it's got a little bit of metal. I would say we're probably burned up pretty good. Go ahead and drop the filter. Look, I'm sure you can see on top of the filter is gonna have a lot of sparkly fluid you see. Alright. So we're going to put this back on and we'll tear it down after a while. Put this back on and I'll finish pulling it out. I'm just going to put a couple bolts in there because the transmission's not going anywhere. Pull it out and rebuild it here. I'll get the bolts, all the bolts in there when I put it together. Wipe my hands off. This also ain't dripping all over me. I'm going to take these two bolts here out. Thing's about wore out. All right, they're 15 millimeter. This one here, this one here has a bracket on it. If you come over and look, this bracket goes all the way around, and that's actually your dust shield around your starter. You got two 10 millimeter bolts out here and up on the side of the starter. Only ones I've seen have these are the 4.3s. So just if you got a 4.3, just know that bracket goes on there. Let me get the starter. Should be a 13 millimeter, two 13 millimeter bolts. Might come back here. Right here's one. And get out of the way for you looking. There should be another 10 millimeter bolt up there, but I believe they might have not put that in there. Now this bracket will slide out this way. Look, it's got a hole there for a bolt and a hole here for a bolt, but it's missing that one up there. We'll try to find one up there for a while. We put it back in there. All right. Let's get this where you can see it. All right, you see it there? Yeah. All right, so I'm not gonna get right here. Okay. All right, there's one of the cord converter bolts. Should be three of them, so I'm gonna pull these out real quick. Might have to neutral drop this. About battery about this. Maybe that's one of 15 wore out. One. There's another one. Yeah, that's about right. Shouldn't be doing that. And break your tools. There, another one. That's abusive tools. Don't snap on that. Come on. make sure that's, you look up in here, I'm gonna go ahead and push the, right here, see it's over. I'm gonna push it back up into the transmission a little bit. That shows us, make sure we know everything's loose. All right. Oh no, and down, that's abuse of tools, pretty sure. All right, go in here, get my Driveshaft bolts, 11mm 7/16, whichever, a little loose. Sometimes you can get those with a socket, usually not. Might abuse your tools, but we don't do that around here. And I think I got it in neutral, I might know. I don't know. We'll find out. No, it's in park. Now, it's in neutral. Oh, hey, let's go ahead and hard turn down when you got that sitting there. It's gonna fall in. Jeez, I told you. Okay? Yeah, I already would have needed it. Here I am telling how we ought to do this crap. What a moron. Alright, you're fine. Put it on. Now we can edit that out. There we go. Alright, so let's take these out. Come on, bud. Let's try not to mess up anything else. But that's what happens. People mess up. I mess up all the time. So, that's what happens. People mess up. Alright. Some people don't though, I guess. Some people are perfect. I have had some comments of some perfect people. Really wish I'd be more like them sometimes. Here we got a nut that holds the dipstick tube in. Little nut here. And I think that might be the only one. Should be 3, but that one does not have 3. Let's knock his dipstick tube up just a hair. And then we'll take his 15mm. You'll need the either a straight socket or a universal that's deeper, because they all have a stud on. About 2 minutes. 2 minutes. This one here does not have the one at the very top. I don't think. Yeah, it does not. Alright, so let's take the line fittings loose, our lines loose from the line fittings. Take them covers off, and you can see the blue clips there, that's what holds them on. Let me get them on. Here's my 90-degree pick. And there you go, get that up. We'll have more. If you're putting a used transmission in, I'd hang on with those. It might be very handy. My gosh. There we go. Sometimes we like to wiggle them around a little bit. There we go. And all that's left is to leave it loose. Fusion. Sometimes we go on the valve pins and don't want to come off. Get in trouble, make sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've messed up on everything today. Let's take this last bolt out, and they usually come off better when you have all the bolts in. I don't know what I'm doing. Supposed to stay up there, stays up there. Alright, there we go. There's a 2012 two-wheel drive Chevrolet 1500 406E transmission removal, and yeah, we screwed up on everything pretty much, but it's still out. Everything's alright. So that's all I got. Thank you.